think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Girls State Softball Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing state tournament. This tournament not only showcases Iowa's elite teams, but the athletes competing here today are among our nation's best and brightest. And Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive. Our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to recognize both, all while supporting and lifting up the Iowa girl.
With the help of the Iowa Farm Bureau, we celebrate students' efforts not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. The Iowa Farm Bureau is committed to your success and supports our organization and the Iowa Girl. Through millions of dollars they provide in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence.
As Iowans, we have a lot to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing here today or a fan tuning in, we all play an important role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations to your school on a terrific season, and good luck in the tournament games.
Terrific day for the 5A semifinals here in Fort Dodge as we continue our coverage here on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy. After a long opening game to the semifinals here in 5A ball, we head to Game 2, and it should be a great one with a lot of lively bats. The Urbandale Jayhawks and the Pleasant Valley Spartans looking to join the Valley Tigers in the championship game here in the 5A tournament. Great to have all of you with us here this afternoon. What's turned out to be a sunny and delightful day here in Fort Dodge. Ben Gisleson, Allie Kappert, looking forward to this one in a big way. And Allie, it seems to me, everyone I talk to, including you, says that we should see a lot of runs in this game.
I'm definitely thinking we will. I tell you what, both of these teams had absolute barn burners of games on Monday. PV defeating Waukee in extra innings. That game was 8-7. Urbandale was part of the highest scoring game in 5A state tournament history on Monday. Defeated Muscatine 10-9. A ton of runs by both of these teams on Monday. You have to expect the same thing today.
Great to be here in Fort Dodge, the softball tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. And Allie, one thing that you know about being a standout at Ankeny once upon a time and a star-spangled career with Iowa State University as well, I'm a hockey guy, so I'm not used to weather delays. we luckily, we just sit inside and the temperature, sometimes rinks are warmer, sometimes they're colder, but it's the same no matter where you go for the most part. For teams that had to sit and watch and wait, they thought they were going to be playing at 12:15. What's on their mind? What are the things they're dealing with right now mentally, because you've dealt with that before?
You know, these teams luckily only about an hour and a half later than teams later tonight who are just going to be dealing with delays after delays, possibly if this game goes long, whatever it may be. So an hour and a half is not too bad, but you just want to get on the field, especially with most of these teams are staying up here in Fort Dodge this week. They're here for one sole purpose, and that's to win softball games. So any time that is delayed, it just itches at you because you want to be out on the ball field.
Looking at both of these teams in their quarterfinals performances, plenty of performers that got the job done to get these teams to this point, one game away. But if you had to circle a player on each side that you're going to be watching with the keen eye today, who are those players?
For Pleasant Valley, it's Jesse Clemens. So Jesse Clemens, actually the player that committed to Iowa State, going to Iowa State next year, had a home run, went 3 for 5 in that first game. And for Urbandale, Sarah Webster, 3 RBIs against Muscatine on Monday. She came to play in the 2 spot of that Urbandale lineup.
Taking a look at the road to the championship, that's how both of these teams got here. Urbandale, maybe a bit of the 5A darlings. They were able to upset Johnston on the way out of the regional tournament, and you could have called that opening round win against Muscatine an upset too. So you could call the Jayhawks potentially the Cinderella of the 5A tournament. Meanwhile, Pleasant Valley has been here before. They lost to Ankeny Centennial in the 5A final a year ago. So we'll see what all of that means. That's all the preamble. Of course, the game gets decided on the diamond. We're getting set here for the opening pitch. We'll have the introduction, starting lineups, and we'll get you geared up here for the opening of our game in just a few moments here from Fort Dodge.
Here's your game time weather. 79 degrees. The dew point is 70. Humidity 75%. Barometric pressure 29.95. Holding steady. Our closest lightning is now 289 miles away. I think we're good to go. Softball fans, and welcome to Rogers Sports Complex in this 5A semifinal matchup between the visiting team, the Urbandale Jayhawks, and this game advances on to the 5A championship game, which will be played tomorrow right here in Channel Seats Field at 5 p.m. Now let's meet the players and coaches for this game. First of all, the visitors from Urbandale. Here are your non-starters. Number 3, Riley Pruitt. Number 4, Lola Cunningham. Number 5, Haley Crowdis. Number 6, Maddie Reed. Number 7, Morgan Berry. Number 14, Marley Schneider. Number 17, Peyton Schrainer. Number 20, Jaden Abel. 21, Brooklyn Hartman. And 24, Katie Apple. Your assistant coaches, Emily Rottinghouse, Allison Yoder, Ty Sharon, and Ellen Gallagher. And now here's your starting lineup for the Jayhawks of Urbandale. Leading off, playing left field, number 1, Avery McKinney. Batting second, in center field, number 2, Sarah Webster. Batting third at first base, number 9, Bella Overbrockman. Lead up hitter from the Jayhawks and through the catching, number 26, Taylor Johnson. At shortstop, number 25, Bree Tiggis. Batting sixth, in right field, number 12, Kira King. Batting seventh, at third base, number 23, Flexa Richmond. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 29, Arabella Page. Batting in the ninth slot, the second baseman, number 15, Ella Schott. And the first player doing the pitching, number 10, Aubrey Schumann. Head coach for the Jayhawks, Amber Salman. And now let's meet the team from Pleasant Valley. Here's your non-starters. Number 3, Grace George. Number 6, McKinley Ganawa. Number 9, Jayla Bishop. Number 10, Ella Rubel. Number Number 12, Abby Rogers. Number 13, Mason Bischoff. Number 14, Eden Russman. And number 15, Taylor Harris. Your assistant coaches, Peggy Klingler and Zach Miller. Now here's your starting lineup for the Spartans of Pleasant Valley. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 2, Jesse Clement. Number 1, Ashley Henson. Playing catching, number 7, Casey Kane. Playing cleanup, center fielder, number 11, Mary Page Ritter. First base, number 18, Sarah Rigdon. And 6, in left field, number 5, Addison Oda. And 7, the pitching, number 19, Caitlin Merkel. And designated player, number 20, Mackenzie Farr. And in the 9th position, the third baseman, number 8, Ava Crowder. The flex player in right field, number 4, Cammy Wood. Head coach for the Pleasant Valley Spartans, Amanda Ray. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now introduce to you our umpires for this contest as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Jeff Osborne. At third base, Jordan Hill. And calling the balls and strikes today, Mr. Greg Buster. All right, who's ready for state tournament softball?
One spot remains in the 5A final. Will it be Urbandale or will it be Pleasant Valley? That's what we are here to find out. You're watching the 2024 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. Pitching matchups. We haven't talked a lot about it because you and I both think we're going to see a lot of offense today, but nonetheless, one thing I wanted to talk to you about, we're going to see it to start. Caitlin Merkel goes back into the circle. Not her best day in the circle in the opening round of the quarterfinals. She gives up 12 hits in that game. Grace George comes in to finish that game. Why do you go back to her in this one?
Caitlin Merkel's been here before, and then that's exactly why you go to her. She has the experience from the state tournament last year. This Pleasant Valley team has been here year after year after year. All these players have the experience, and Merkel is the go-to arm. She's who the defense is most used to. She overall, she threw well. Shiwaki had a really good game, but she threw well. And on the opposite side with Aubrey Schumann, same thing. She gave up 9 runs against Muscatine, but when your offense is producing so many runs, you have to go with what you're most comfortable with.
Merkel in the circle. Schumann will see the bottom of this first inning here in Fort Dodge. Merkel indeed was the steady hand that got these Spartans past Waukee Northwest and Muscatine a campaign ago here at the Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, and we're rearing and ready to go here in Channel Seeds Field, Webster County. Don't mind the breeze right now. It's a little sticky.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I tell you what, I've been up in Fort Dodge for some years at the state tournament where the on-field temperature is about 111. So
I was just talking about this yesterday with Blake Walker in the nightcap game. I've been very blessed. My 2 seasons here, weather's been relatively temperate. I haven't seen the scorching heat yet.
Last year's state championships, we put on sweatshirts. It was the wildest thing.
We'll see how wild today gets. Opening pitch, an opening swing, a grounder to second. Ashley Hansen retires the leadoff hitter in Avery McKinney for Urbandale, and 1 up, 1 down for Caitlin Merkel and the Spartans.
And Sarah Webster now at the plate, our highlight player of this game, had an outstanding game against Muscatine. 2 hits. She laid down a sacrifice bunt. She was putting the ball in play every single at-bat.
3 RBIs, a run scored. She was 2 for 4 in the game. A linchpin performance for this Jayhawks team that helped them get here to the semifinals. Opening pitch is a strike for Merkel. That one slapped down the first base line, touched up by Rigdon, and so far so good for the junior in the circle, Caitlin Merkel.
And I tell you what, these Urbandale Jayhawk hitters so far, they are not going deep in counts. They are coming out swinging. So something to pay attention to there. You hope maybe Urbandale can settle this inning in a little bit, see some more pitches, and not let your top half of the inning go too fast.
How'd you like to handle your at-bats? Were you a first pitch hitter? Did you like to work the batter or the pitcher a little bit? As some work at short, the throw down to one, effectively handled by Jessie Clemens, and we'll get to that answer in the bottom of one. What a quick inning!
About my answer.
Yes, indeed. We'll have some time to think about that answer here with Allie Kappert as the Spartans head to the plate next here in the bottom of the first.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central's students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. Ben Gislason, Allie Kappert, opening inning here of the second 5A semifinal today here in Fort Dodge. Let's finish some thoughts that we were cut off on with that quick inning where the Jayhawks went in and out of their three opening batters very quickly, hitting first pitches and then 1 second pitch. Not the way you like to do it when you were at Iowa State or in Ankeny.
No, I mean, it's one of those things. As a hitter, I always like to see more pitches. Also, the top half of your order, top of the first inning, you'd like to see the pitcher throw at least 10 pitches. I mean, get her to show her stuff to the rest of your team. But Merkel went through that entire inning throwing 4 pitches. Entire inning lasted about 1 minute. So that's something that really Urbandale's going to be starting fresh at the top of the second now.
Aubrey Schumann, who allowed 8 hits in that quarterfinal game against Muscatine 2 days ago. She's in the circle here. She'll go toe-to-toe with Caitlin Merkel, and to start, she'll go toe-to-toe with Jessie Clemens. Had a sterling day in the quarterfinal, 3 for 5, an RBI and 2 runs scored. It was a home run that really got the Spartans going in that game as well that Clemens was responsible for too.
And Clemens, the Iowa State signee, is someone we definitely want to keep our eye on today because she is a player, not only just outstanding shortstop defensively, but at the plate, she's so calm, she's composed. You see her here, really nothing's rattling her. A lot of noise right now. She is in a zone.
And the Cyclone alum sitting next to me will keep a special eye on her as well, I'm sure.
I'll get to call a lot of her games. So Iowa State fans, if you're watching Jessie, you'll be listening to me next year.
2-0 count to the future Cyclone. Takes a strike there from Aubrey Schumann, the sophomore pitcher. A big stage for the sophomore here. Urbandale has not been back to Fort Dodge since 2017. Overall, though, their 20th appearance here in Webster County. 2-1 pitch. This one is hit hard. Might it make the gap? Oh, for sure. Off the fence. Clemens roaring around first. And a stand-up double to start the day for the Spartans from Jessie Clemens.
And Jessie Clemens, they're just so calm and composed at the plate, going right center field, getting her bat fully extended. You'll see that off the fence. Great start to the game for Pleasant Valley offensively.
Can't ask for more than that. Clemens, first swing of the day, and she's in scoring position. That extra base hit brought to you by Channel Seeds. And now it is Ashley Hansen, the sophomore. Thought about laying down a bunt, and a healthy couple of strides out from second there from Clemens as well.
And Ashley Hansen here has just had a ton of opportunities with base runners on, hitting right behind Clemens. Ashley Hansen herself is a .550 hitter. She puts the ball in play, 25 RBIs on the season. Shows bunt, then goes with a slap. through the zone.
Number 2 in the state in hits. No one with more singles as well than Ashley Hansen this year. This loaded Pleasant Valley team that is undoubtedly a team that everybody is watching as a potential 5A champion after getting there a year ago. Pitch that comes in high to Hansen.
I know we're only in the first inning here. Whoever wins this game, whether it be Urbandale or Pleasant Valley, has their work cut out for them against Valley. I was just lucky enough to call that game, and Valley can hit the ball. So whoever the winner is of this game, expect a tough one tomorrow.
Valley getting past Ankeny. Literally minutes ago, they turned the field around in a hurry due to an hour-long rain delay that occurred during that Valley and Ankeny showdown, an 8-1 final in that game. And a couple of days ago, the number 1 seeded Valley Tigers topped Prairie 11-1. They're scoring, and they're not giving up very much either, at least for the opening 2 games. 2-2 count here to the second batter, Hansen, for Pleasant Valley with the leadoff hitter on second. That one's nubbed to third, knocked down, but not in time. Look at the speed of Hansen. Boy, had Richmond at third even gloved that one properly, it would have been a tough play. And that slap hitting style, it can be really hard to handle when you have someone that's about halfway down the line before the ball even gets to the ground.
Yeah, Alexa Richmond at third base there, played just a little bit too high up. Defensively against the slap hitter, you need to be playing low on the corners. Essentially, you don't have time to take any extra steps after you field it. Stay low, field and throw.
Pleasant Valley taking Allie Capard's advice. They've gone a little deeper into their counts, and they've been rewarded for it. As Hansen is on first, the slash down the third baseline did prevent Clemens from moving along, so no outs here. The Spartans have runners on first and second, and Casey Kane, who's due for some pop after an 0-for-3 performance 2 days ago in the quarterfinals, is up here for the Spartans.
And Casey Kane, also an Iowa State commit, the catcher, hits with some power. She's a hitter in this PV lineup coming into the state tournament, 446 on the year. She gets herself on base. Really the first 3, and all throughout this PV lineup they can score runs, but these first 3 are very dangerous.
59 RBI coming into the tournament for Kane, which is the lead by a healthy margin on this Pleasant Valley team. And she's worked the count to 2-1 here in her favor against Schumann, who is definitely in a bit of an early jam here against this potent Spartans batting order. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Schumann. Swung on and missed. Nice looking pitch there, but you called it, partner. Kane wanted to hit that one into another counter.
Yeah, and Schumann, just a great job for Urbandale, staying on the outside corner. Casey Kane lost her front shoulder just a little bit on that swing, didn't see the ball all the way in. I have to bet Schumann's going to be staying out there the rest of this at bat.
2-2 count to Kane. That one hit with some sting out into left, fielded cleanly by Avery McKinney, and with that the bases are juiced. And that will bring up Mary Page Withers, who is the home run leader for this Spartans team.
That's the crazy thing, looking at this PV lineup between Withers and Kane, 25 home runs coming into the state tournament. The 2 of them can put the ball out of the ballpark. And there's nowhere to put her right now either. I mean, if you're Schumann, you want to be careful in what you're throwing to Withers. You don't want to throw her anything too good. You're going to want to find something maybe off the plate a little bit outside, try and induce a ground ball.
IMT Insurance pinch runner coming in at first. That's the 8th grader, Mason Bischoff. And with Withers at the plate, the Indian Hills College commit. A great opportunity early in this game for Pleasant Valley. And a head on that swing for Withers, and that goes screaming past Amanda Ray, the head coach, over at third base. Withers 13 home runs. Was 1 for 3 in the quarterfinal victory against Waukee. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Schumann. That one's high, squeezed behind the plate by Tatum Johnson.
And this Urbandale defense, first inning on Monday, struggled just a little bit to settle in. Did have a couple of errors at the beginning of the game. They got better and better as the game went on, and talking to head coach Amber Solomon, that's something that they really wanted to work on this game. Settle it in defensively and let Schumann do her job.
Getting just a piece of that was Withers. Schumann finding a little bit of comfortability towards the outside of the plate right now. Those have been her best pitches so far here in her first inning of pitching. 1-2 count to Mary Paige Withers, the senior, with the bases loaded. She swings and fouls one high towards the concession stand.
And Schumann just continues to stay outside. She's not a pitcher that's going to overpower hitters, and that's perfectly fine. She does have the ability to spin the ball, really locate those pitches. She relies very heavily on getting that outside corner pitch.
Mary Paige Withers, .833 slugging percentage. She's been here before. The pitch is low and hit hard out to center field. Under it is Sarah Webster. That will score a run, but the throw to third is in time. A rifling arm by Sarah Webster. The Spartans do get on the board, but a huge ovation from the Urbandale faithful to our right, and a little bit of damage control there, but a nice piece of hitting by Withers.
I tell you what, Urbandale could not have played that more perfect. You see on the replay here, the center fielder able to get behind that. That was Sarah Webster making the throw over to third base. A double play. You go from no outs with the bases loaded, now 2 outs, just a runner on second, only 1 run of damage. Could not ask for any more if you're the Urbandale Jayhawks.
So a double play, and a great one at that, as Hansen was thrown out trying to tag up and go to third. Pleasant Valley, though, on the board, and this one is flown to right field off the bat of Sarah Rigdon, and nice range there by the first baseman, Bella Oberbrockling. And all things considered, Urbandale will grab some momentum from that as they solve a bases-loaded situation, giving up just 1, as Pleasant Valley will head back to the field. The Jayhawks head to the plate here next in the second.
Frank, when you think fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Quite a twist there at the end of the first inning after it was looking like Pleasant Valley might be ready to open up the game early. Some great defense by the Urbandale Jayhawks, and they give up just 1 run on a sacrifice fly, and now they'll see if they can't turn defense to offense here in the top of the second. 5A semifinals here in Fort Dodge. State High School Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Ben Gislason with my partner today in Allie Kampert. Great to have you with us here on the Girls Union Network's continuing coverage of the opening 3 days of the high school tournament here in Fort Dodge.
Caitlin Merkel, that's only the 5th pitch she's thrown. She's thrown more warm-up pitches in this game than actual game-time pitches. So Urbandale here, you'd like to see them settle in just a little bit, see some pitches, then attack.
Opening batter of the inning is Tatum Johnson. 0 for 4 the sophomore was in the quarterfinal game versus Muscatine, and that's not a typical day for Johnson, who has the lead in batting average, the lead in on-base percentage, and slugging percentage for this Urbandale team. She hits one towards short. Nice stab. The throw from her knees. Unable to scoop it at first was Sarah Rigdon. Clemens, though, with some super athleticism to make the play. Not an easy play at short or at first.
Not an easy play at all, and to be honest, Jessie Clemens did absolutely everything there that she could have to get that out. Unfortunately, just unable to make the scoop. Over at first was Sarah Rigdon, but turns into an infield single for Urbandale to get things going on their behalf.
Johnson goes to first. She will be subbed out. Coming in to run for Johnson is Marley Schneider, the freshman. That's an IMT Insurance pinch runner. That brings Bree Tigas to the plate, the senior who was perfect at the plate 2 days back in the quarterfinals. 2 for 2, she scored a run in that game as well. So now we'll see how Merkel handles some runners.
And Urbandale here showing a sacrifice bunt. I like the call in that situation. This game is well within reach with PV just having the 1-run lead. So showing sacrifice there. You're going to have your corners in. See what they can make happen.
Merkel behind in the count to start here against the shortstop, looking to lay down a bunt, and that evens out the count at 1 apiece.
And Tigas, as you mentioned, 2 for 2 on Monday, also hit by a pitch and walked in her 4 plate appearances. So very familiar with getting on in this state tournament.
No one likes a good walk more than you do, right, Allie?
Yeah, definitely.
Allie Kappert, one of the most successful walkers as well as home run hitters and RBI accruers in Ankeny High School history. Getting on base, it all counts the same no matter how you do it.
Exactly. Get
a base
yourself
runner's
on
a
base.
base runner. And I would imagine the higher you go in softball, the more that gets center of attention. It's just getting on base no matter how you do it. There's a hot shot to second base, handled nicely, trying to turn it, and what a play from Clemens. She was falling to her left, threw it to her right. The throw almost beat out the runner in Tigas. Johnson is thrown out at second. Nice play at second by Ashley Hansen. Those two look like they have a nice chemistry there. That was a quick turn.
Jessie Clemens just all over the field for Pleasant Valley, and she is really, really tough. I mean, she's diving to her glove side. She's going over the base, getting slid into. She's a tough ball player. That's exactly what you want to see out of your middle infielders.
Kira Kane, the right fielder, will take the batter's box now after that nifty play up the middle between Hansen and Clemens. 1 out now for this Urbandale team.
Kira Kane with 2 singles on Monday, had some big RBIs at critical moments against Muscatine.
Swung on and ticked off the end of the bat behind the batter's box. And behind home plate umpire Greg Wester. Comfortable day here in Fort Dodge right now. Sun staying off of us. Cloud cover's been good. I'd imagine a day like this might be almost perfect for a player.
Absolutely perfect. I mean, you don't have the sun shining in your eyes, so that's not a factor on any sort of fly balls, anything like that. A light breeze. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better than this.
Again, showing bunt is the senior Kane, and that one Kane watches easily go down into the dirt. Nice scoop by Casey Kane, no relation, behind the plate. Count is 2-2. 1 out here for Urbandale in the top of 2. 5A semifinals. Valley waiting in the final for the winner of today's matchup here at Central Seeds Field. And now it's a full count for the right fielder.
And I'm loving the patience here at the plate by Kira Kane. Going deep in the count, make Merkel throw some pitches.
Wonder if maybe Amber Solomon had a direct line to the broadcast on that one, listening to my partner, Allie Kappert. There's a grounder to short. Clemens called to duty again and a high throw, but the lead base runner is thrown out in Bree Tigas, and similar plays there to start the inning.
Back-to-back fielder's choices going right up the middle. Middle infield has been busy for Pleasant Valley this inning.
Clemens has already gotten her pants with some dirt on it, making some plays at short. And now with 2 outs, The third baseman, Alexa Richmond, will step into the batter's box. Opening pitch to Richmond, a nice one on the outside corner for an 0-1 count. Richmond 0 for 3 in the quarterfinal debut. Did score a run in that game, though.
Nice pitch by Merkel. Love this selection going off speed. You're ahead in the count, 0-1. Go off speed right on the outside corner. Merkel paints that changeup.
Merkel way ahead here on Richmond, trying to tidy up this inning. That one is just chopped towards third. Tough play. Is it in time? Wow, a beautiful throw from third base by Ava Crowley. That one was on a dime. Snapped up by Rigdon at first. And another pretty simple inning for Pleasant Valley. They'll look to get the bats going again, headed to the bottom of 2 here in Fort Dodge.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Slade's the place for you!
Ben Gisteljson and Allie Kappert here with you on the Girls Union Network, powered by MidAmerican Energy. And we teased offense. So far, we've seen defense and pitching here through an inning and change of 5A semifinal ball. Jayhawks back into the field. Spartans go to the plate here in the bottom of 2. Leadoff hitter is Addison Oda, and that's a foul ball to right. Under it is Kira Kane for the opening out of the second here for the Jayhawks.
Oda attacking early in the count. Kira Kane had some big plays out in right field on Monday, able to track that one down in foul territory.
That'll bring up for Pleasant Valley, Caitlin Merkel. Schumann on Merkel here for the first time today. Talked about this in a few other broadcasts, Allie. Would have to imagine pitchers will employ all they know about being in the circle when they're in the batter's box as well. Does it give them a little bit of an edge, do you think?
You know, it's always funny in the game of softball. A lot of our pitchers, especially in high school softball, will hit. And you think they're probably a little bit more familiar with the zone. But pitchers in general, they spend so much time on pitching. It's kind of one of those things to become a master at both pitching and hitting is a very hard thing to do. So the fact that Merkel's hitting .352 on the year coming into the state tournament is no small feat. I mean, it's not quite what some of the folks at the top of the PV lineup are doing, but great batting average along with what she's doing in the circle.
Saw that in Carly Goodwin yesterday. The Sigourney Savages moving on out of the quarterfinals in the 1A bracket. And hard to do in softball, but Carly Goodwin ended up hitting one of the game-winning hits late in the night over Remsen St. Mary's. She also had 13 strikeouts. It's as close to winning it yourself as you can get in softball.
No kidding. And small note, that is probably one of my favorite team names in this tournament.
It comes off rolls off the tongue so well too.
Yeah. Sigourney Savages.
And so Merkel utilizing a nice eye at the plate. She'll take a walk and then be replaced over at first. Going to run for Pleasant Valley will be Jayla Bischoff. That's an IMT Insurance pinch runner. So after Merkel, stepping into the batter's box now is Mackenzie Fogg. Fa, the junior, batting .387 on the year. Options for Amanda Ray all over this lineup. They are not a one-horse team by any stretch of the imagination, nor can you be at the 5A level to be here, really at any level, but the further down in the class rank you go, the more you can maybe talk about a Carly Goodwin, have just that one player that can bring you there, but you do have to have a lot of horses to get to this point of the 5A tournament.
I love watching a team that their number 8 hitter has 5 home runs on the season. It's fun. I mean, and it goes to show we've seen some home runs this week. Last game, in fact, Valley had a hitter. Their leadoff hitter was her first home run of the season. So not that it matters how many home runs you have coming into this game, but it is pretty cool when you have hitters 1 through 9 who can hit with power.
Schumann grabs a strike for a 1-2 count on the senior designated player, Mackenzie Fa. Again, a runner on first, and Jayla Bischoff. That one's high and outside. Tatum Johnson has been springing out of her stance and making sure Bischoff doesn't go anywhere on almost all these pitches.
So far, she's been locking it down.
Two count now here to Fa. Schumann rocks and fires, and fired that one in a big way as Fa was behind it. That one flaring back off the backstop. Count stays 2-2. Always a raucous atmosphere here at the Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. No different here today in this afternoon tilt for the 5A semis. Fa hits one high into the air. Ranging over for it is Kira Kane, and she's got it and then slings it in to prevent any ideas at first from Bischoff, and now 2 away here in inning number 2.
2 outs this inning, both to Kira Kane in right field. She's done a nice job tracking down the foul line the first out, and that one going right center with it and holding the runner at first.
Outs coming off right-handed batters as well, so maybe at least at this part of the lineup, Pleasant Valley having a little trouble catching up to Schumann. First pitch to Ava Crowley is outside for a ball. Senior third baseman looking to move along the runner Bischoff here with 2 outs here in the bottom of 2. Crowley got a good piece of this one. It's out towards center and off the wall, rolling around second is Bischoff. She'll get held up at third. Spectacular hitting in the bottom of the order from Ava Crowley, who tattooed that one off the center field fence and has now set the table for the top of the order.
I tell you what, Ava Crowley there in the 9 spot absolutely peppers that ball into left center field. That's one of the hardest hit singles you'll see in the game of softball. It can happen sometimes where you hit it almost too hard. You hit it a little bit softer, it gets to the wall, you have yourself a double. But runners at first and third for Jessie Clemens at the plate. Will be interesting here to see what Urbandale chooses to do in this situation. Back-to-back, you have Jessie Clemens and Ashley Hansen. It's not like you can put one of them on.
It doesn't get much easier.
Because you have to face one of them.
So who will Urbandale choose to face? They're not, at least not going to intentionally walk Clemens. Sometimes pitchers here might get the signal to just throw balls. See if you can't get her to chase something, right?
Get her to chase and stay low in the zone. See if you can get some sort of ground ball off her bat. But unfortunately for Urbandale, I mean, Jessica Clemens, Ashley Hansen, Casey Kane, pick your poison.
This one's high in the zone. Schumann being careful with Clemens, understandably so. And Clemens hammered one off the wall for a double her first at bat.
Typically, I mean, now you're in a 2-0 count. I think you have to put Clemens on. You face Hansen. Hansen doesn't have as many extra base hits, So maybe you look at it that way of, yeah, she can hit it, but it's not going to be quite as hard possibly.
Schumann able to draw a pop-up from Clemens, and that is expert pitching. A 2-0 count, and Schumann plays with fire but gets what she needs, a pop-out, and ends the inning. Still a 1-0 lead for Pleasant Valley as Urbandale heads to the plate in the third.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge, the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Ali Capper to my right, Ben Gislason here providing the sights and sounds from Seeds Field. And so far, not as many sounds of the bat as we have anticipated seeing. Game can change in a hurry. If there's one thing I've learned in covering this tournament for the last couple of seasons, games can open up in a flash. Urbandale will try to do that here, trailing 1 to Pleasant Valley in the 5A semifinal.
I tell you what, calling the Muscatine-Urbandale game on Monday, it truly felt like the team at bat was the team that was going to win. Both teams, and we can say the same about today, both teams have the ability to change the pace of a game so fast with their hitters that, I mean, we're only in the top of the third here. I have to imagine there's going to be quite a few more runs today.
The senior Arabella Page for Urbandale, who struts out for her first at-bat of the day. She had a big hand in that win on Monday. 2 for 3 with an RBI in that outing. Takes one on the outside corner for an 0-2 count. Little gamesmanship there from Page, throwing that bat out in front of the plate.
Sometimes that just helps hitters. If your body's turned, you see it just a little bit better out of the pitcher's hip. You'll see that a lot. It also is a way for a lot of hitters to shorten up their swing a little bit. So when you're down in a count, if you just don't feel like you're seeing it very well, I did that a ton when I was a hitter. Just kind of turn your head straight on. You have both eyes involved rather than just your lead eye.
Quite a successful hitter, I might add at that. Freshman record at Iowa State University for a slugging percentage of over 500. Count here 1-2 to the designated player Arabella Page of Urbandale. Merkel, who's been working comfortably in the circle for the Spartans, does not catch the corner. Bester thought about it, though, a little bit there behind the plate. That was no easy call for Blue.
I tell you what, 1-2 count, that's a perfect pitch. Peyton, I mean, she was about 1 to 2 balls off the plate outside. Perfect spot. Good job by Page, though, not chasing in that situation.
2-2 count to Page, and a beautiful breaking ball. Table fell out from under that one as it dropped, and Page whiffs. Opening strikeout of the day for the Spartans hurler in Caitlin Merkel.
And Caitlin Merkel there, she's not a pitcher that's going to throw a ton of strikeouts. I mean, she's going to pitch to contact, and that one there, just that drop ball fell right out underneath Page. Fun to watch.
Merkel this season, just 18 strikeouts. You don't see a lot of pitchers that have pitched as much as Merkel has, a record of 14-0, but a lot of different ways to be a successful pitcher. It doesn't all have to be the gas and the high speed or the big rise ball. A lot of different ways to put your team into this situation, and that's exactly what Merkel's done, depending on a good, stout infield and outfield.
I tell you what, you look at the remaining teams in the 5A class right now, Valley, Pleasant Valley, and Urbandale, we don't see one dominant pitcher between those three teams. All three pitchers have very, very similar approaches in how they attack the game, and it's going to be a hitter-led game. And in my eyes, that's the most fun. I wasn't a pitcher.
Right there with you.
But they get the job done just by attacking the zone and letting their defense work.
1-2 count to the sophomore Ella Schott. Merkel working ahead as she has both at-bats here in the top of the third inning. That one was close as well. You could feel the whole stadium take a breath waiting for that.
As a hitter, 2 strikes, that's a little too close for comfort to be taking.
2-2 count now to Schott, trying to keep this inning moving. She knocks one to a very busy shortstop, and Clemens, who has been so sure-handed in this game, unable to come up with that one. Schott goes to first, and with one out, the Jayhawks will bring up the top of their order with the senior left fielder Avery McKinney.
And that one there catches Clemens off guard. Caught her a little bit on her heels, actually, something very rare. We don't see a lot from Jessie Clemens at shortstop. Gets on her heels, gets the bad hop. With that being said, last inning, that 4-6 duo up the middle was very busy. So opportunity here for the double play up the middle.
Hansen and Clemens have been sharp. As McKinney watches one blow by towards the outside of the plate, but stands as a ball. McKinney grounded out on the first pitch of the game back in the first inning. 1-0 count. That one's outside as well. Behind the plate, keeping an eye on Schott at first with one out. Might see Schott move. She'll stay put, and the count will stay heavily in favor of the left fielder McKinney. Now it is a 3-0 count.
And McKinney on Monday had a huge hit, not typically known for extra base hits, had a double into left center field on Monday. That was an absolute shot off her bat.
Takes the typical 3-0 pitch right down the pike for a 3-1 count. Now we'll see if McKinney gets the green light from Amber Solomon. She does, and pops this one to second. Ashley Hansen is there, and it is a 2-out inning. That'll bring up Sarah Webster, who we highlighted in the opening of our broadcast here today. 2 for 4 with those 3 ribbies on Monday. Would take quite a shot to bring around Schott from first, but Webster's had a lot of confidence here in Fort Dodge this week.
Good take there by Webster. One of the biggest things as a hitter, though, I mean, that's the first pitch of the at-bat. Can't let it affect the rest of the at-bat. So keeping your composure through the entire at-bat, so important.
Well, just because it's a strike doesn't mean it's the pitch you wanted to swing.
Well, exactly.
That one was. And a beautiful catch out in left field. That one got scooped almost out of the tips of the grass by Addison Oda. Great range and a slick snare from the junior left fielder. Let's take another look at this one. My stars, what a grab.
That ball by Webster slapped out into right field, just the shoestring grab. Those are fun plays to watch.
Oh, was that fun indeed. A beauty from Addison Oda. The score stays 1-0, and the Spartans head back to the plate here in the third next.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello again from Fort Dodge, and welcome back here to Rogers Sports Complex. And if you weren't able to join us, here's a way to get involved with some great merchandise that we do have available. State merchandise is now available online. Get your smartphones out if you scan the QR code on your screen now, or visit IGHSAU.org. You can browse and customize your merchandise to match your style.
What a
opening
bunt.
batter of the inning, a great bunt, but a great throw, just not in time. Ashley Hansen, there were sparks flying from behind her cleats on her way down the line, beats out the throw. Let's see this again.
First off, phenomenal bunt by Hansen, and I'm not sure.
Alexa Richmond there at third, got down the line in a hurry too.
That is an infield single right there. Very close play at first base. And PV now 5 hits in the game.
Top of this order has been scalding hot. This one from Casey Kane, hit out towards center, and Sarah Webster just couldn't get there. Rolling around second and into third is Hansen. And so the Jayhawks now in trouble here in the third with both of the opening 2 hitters in scoring position. That one was hit with some venom by Kane again.
Casey Kane, the Iowa State commit, 2 for 2 on the day. I mean, she is seeing the ball well, and for Urbandale here, we're in a similar situation to the first inning. First inning, though, they were able to turn the outstanding double play to get out of it. Pleasant Valley looking to capitalize now in the third.
It's an IMT Insurance pinch runner. Ella Rubel comes in to pinch run for the catcher Casey Kane, also a Channel Seeds extra base hit, as that one got walloped out off the center field fence from Kane. And now Mary Page Withers, who knocked in the only run of this game so far back in the first inning with a sacrifice fly. She'll look to do more than that here if she can, try to extend this lead for Pleasant Valley. 1-0 count to Withers. She hits this one on a rope out to left. That's going to drive in a run as Hansen easily makes it in, and the lead doubles for Pleasant Valley.
And Pleasant Valley right now just not doing too much with it. They are squaring the ball up, going line drive after line drive right now. You'll see this ball driven by Withers. Left center field. She fully extends on that ball. Just a pitch that was a little bit up and inside. Good job controlling that pitch.
It didn't take Withers long. She saw something she liked and put a great swing on it. And now for the first time, we'll have a meeting out in the circle here for the Jayhawks. Emily Rottinghouse coming out to have a word with Tatum Johnson and Aubrey Schumann here.
And they actually might be making a pitching change here. After this conversation, it looks like Urbandale, with the pitcher in the bullpen, is going to come into this game.
So an early exit for Aubrey Schumann. And even though the runs haven't quite piled up, you look at the scoreboard and you see 6 hits. So Schumann's day, at least in the circle, is over. And that'll bring in the junior Morgan Berry. It'll be her first appearance here at the state tournament after Schumann pitched all 7 innings of the quarterfinal game. So Schumann hung tough, but it did feel like Pleasant Valley, at least at the top of the order, had her number early in this game.
Yeah, it did. And Schumann, I mean, she threw a ton of pitches on Monday. It's hard to come back in back-to-back outings, throwing that many pitches and stay effective. She really did a nice job staying right around the zone today. Her movement pitches just didn't quite have the jump on them that they usually do, and that can happen in back-to-back outings at a state tournament.
Pitching change presented by IMT Insurance. Morgan Berry coming in. A record of 7-8 this season. 23 strikeouts, a 3.73 ERA, and quite a moment here for the junior to come into. A Jayhawks team that hasn't been here since 2017, so really an opportunity to shine for Morgan Berry and this Jayhawks team here and just try to limit the damage. Give yourself a chance at the plate when you get back to the batter's box here in the top of the fourth.
And for Pleasant Valley right now, I mean, they're looking to capitalize. Runners on the corner, no outs, an opportunity here to really break this thing open.
Sarah Rigdon steps in to the batter's box here with, as you pointed out, no outs. Runners on the corners for Pleasant Valley. Lots of options here for Rigdon, who shows bunt. The runner from first races to second.
I think regardless of whether she showed bunt or not, I think that was going to be a no contest on the runner down to second base. Urbandale's not interested in getting those outs right now. They're interested in holding the runner at third.
After 2 opening balls to start her day, make it 3 for the junior as Rigdon is way ahead here. That one's hit up the middle, and it gets through. That's an RBI single from Rigdon. Make it 2 RBIs, and Rigdon will wind up rolling her way to second base. So I spoke too soon. 2 RBIs and 2 bases for Sarah Rigdon, and it's a 4-0 game.
Sarah Rigdon doing a perfect job ahead in the count, taking that high pitch, getting her hands above it. A ground ball is perfect in that situation, and that's what I love about what PV is doing right now. It's nothing crazy. It's base-to-base softball. You'll see that pitch here coming in a little bit high, driving it right back up the middle.
Well, really, Allie, we're seeing what we anticipated seeing from this Pleasant Valley team, hitting the ball, hitting it well. 7 hits already in this game, and that one also hit well down the line by Addison Oda, but foul. The question is, can Urbandale get the bats going? Because they've got the pop. They've got the ability to do it. We just haven't quite seen it yet.
This game's far from over. We're only in the bottom of the 3rd inning right now. And while Pleasant Valley might be looking to just capitalize and continue to add runs right here, I know when Urbandale gets the bat back in their hands, they have the potential to get this thing close again.
Junior Addison Oda fouls that one off the backstop for a 1-1 count. Morgan Berry, the new pitcher, has been tasked with coming in and solving a problem, and boy has she, with a beautiful rise ball that got Oda swinging and missing. So first K of the day for Morgan Berry.
Morgan Berry, that rise ball, something she hasn't shown yet in her first 2 batters. Gets that thing to jump, and Oda swinging above her head.
So after sitting down Oda, Caitlin Merkel steps to the plate, facing Berry for the first time today.
I would love to see Berry. She knows that pitch is effective. Don't go too much, but keep going back to that pitch. You know it's working. Stick with what's working to attack hitters.
Merkel walked earlier on today in the 2nd. She taps this one into the air to second base, and Berry grabs her 2nd out. Merkel is retired. Still a runner out on second base, and Mary Page Withers as Mackenzie Faw steps in.
Mackenzie Faw, the designated player, flew out towards right center her last at bat. It was really solid contact off of Schumann.
Berry rocks and fires, looking towards the outside, a bit too outside for a 1-0 count to start. Faw, the junior settles in. Berry working quickly, and a beautiful breaking ball that sees Fa whiff.
And Berry just staying on that outside corner. Fa trying to pull the outside pitch, needs to wait on it just a little bit longer, go opposite field like she did in her first at bat.
Berry looking to strand a runner. She's one strike away from doing that as she catches just the edge of the inside corner for a 1-2 count. Berry has been the other pitcher counted on this season for the Jayhawks. She's able to force a flare out to center field, and so Berry does allow a few more runs coming in, but is able to settle things down, and the lead, though, stretched to 4 by the Spartans. And the question is, can the Jayhawks bring their bats to life? We'll see if that's the case as we head to the top of 4 here in Fort Dodge.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Hello again from the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex here in Fort Dodge, Iowa, home of the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Ben Gislason, Allie Kappert, Pleasant Valley, and Urbandale. 2 teams that have had hot bats all season long. And Allie, you and I were talking as we get set for this at-bat featuring Bella Oberbrockling of Urbandale. It's been damage control today for Urbandale. This game, if not for some great fielding play and some good pitching, could easily be 8-9-0. Urbandale's given themselves a chance.
Yeah, I mean, Pleasant Valley's gotten a ton of base runners on, and Urbandale's done a nice job. You go back to the first inning, you have bases loaded with no out, and they're able to get the double play. The run scored, but they got the double play and then eventually got out of the inning. Again in the third inning, Pleasant Valley getting the runners on, but Urbandale able to just shut it down. So while we're at a 4-0 ball game, this ball game still feels very much within reach right now for Urbandale because of their defense.
The senior Oberbrockling having a fabulous senior season, knocking on the door of 40 RBIs on the season, batting just a shade below 400. She's being patient here on Merkel, although she's got an 0-2 count. Check that 1-2 as Merkel fires and goes outside. That one's nubbed down the line and then ruled as a foul ball for the count to stay at 1-2.
Oberbrockling with a big double on Monday has the ability for some power for Urbandale. I know they'd love nothing more than to see an extra base hit right now really start a fire for this offense.
Just don't see the body language, the mojo that you're looking for quite yet, but all it takes is a little spark to ignite the tinder. There's a diving play at first, and the stab with the glove by Sarah Rigdon, who gets up with a beaming smile after that play.
Sometimes it's not about how you do it, just get the out. She's laughing at herself now.
Well, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can? And indeed,
just
nice
get the
play
ball
there.
and get
Yes.
to the base. That's all that matters.
Nothing like getting a little dirt on the kid as well. You got to have a little dirt. Know you're out there making plays. So that's Oberbrockling, who's now 0 for 2. Tatum Johnson into the batter's box now.
And Tatum Johnson with one of Urbandale's only 2 hits on this game. And the other one, depending on how you scored it, could have been a hit, could have been an error.
1-0 to Johnson, who is a dangerous sophomore batter. Now 2-0.
Nice pitch there by Merkel, painting that outside corner. She's down 2-0 in the count, and Johnson really not looking for anything on that side of the plate. Get yourself a free strike.
Merkel painting with fine strokes on that outside corner on that last pitch as she claws her way back in the count, now 2-1. Johnson hits that one hard. Nice play at third. Crowley across. And a gorgeous play from Ava Crowley. She's had a pair of those today. She's been sharp in the hot corner.
This Pleasant Valley infield has been fun to watch. Crowley able to go to her knees, get back up, still make the play. That left side of the infield between her and Clemens, something to watch. And you talk about the similarities with the teams left in this 5A field, Valley, Pleasant Valley, and Urbandale. That Valley infield is fun to watch. It reminds me a lot of this Pleasant Valley infield. So if that happens to be the matchup tomorrow, going to be two very solid defensive teams.
Opening pitch there to Bree Tigas, high and inside. Heard a few oohs from the crowd on that one. They call that one chin music. Hit to second, and Hansen quickly out of the inning. Merkel continues to cruise as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Can Pleasant Valley keep this momentum riding into the bottom of four? We'll find out when we return here from Rogers Sports Complex.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Here in Fort Dodge, you're watching the 2024 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in the Iowa girl and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, we're investing in Iowa's future. Future of this game uncertain as we sit here in the bottom of 4. But right now, Pleasant Valley, their bats have been livelier than Urbandale. 7 hits on the day for the Spartans, 2 for the Jayhawks. And a couple of runs last inning for Pleasant Valley brings Ava Crowley to the plate here to lead off the bottom of 4.
And with Crowley, the next 6 hitters per Pleasant Valley all have at least 1 hit in this game. So talk about heading into a dangerous part of a batting order here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, and for those new to softball, you may look at the 9 spot and say, well, they're batting last. But there's a reason you put someone on the 9 spot, because they set the table for the top of the order. So you're not just throwing away someone in the 9 spot.
You're exactly right. In softball, the 9 hitter is more or less a second leadoff hitter.
Leadoff hitter for this inning in Crowley pops to short, handled by Bree Tigas. So Crowley retired for the first time today after she smashed a single back in the 2nd inning.
Caballero for PV, shortstop Jesse Clemens.
With Crowley back to the dugout, Jesse Clemens will step up for her 3rd at-bat of the day. And she watches a fastball come in for an opening pitch strike.
And that pitch there doesn't get any more middle than that one. I bet Clemens is wanting that one back.
Clemens down 0-1 to Barry. That one a little easier to watch. Zip by high in the zone. Clemens stokes one high into the air to right, ranging in for it and able to get it was Kira Kane, and that one was up for a long time, but Kane with the power that Clemens can bring, and opposite field power, by the way, was playing pretty deep, so she had to make quite a long run for this one.
Kane had some ground to cover. I mean, look at her. That's full sprint heading in. That's a tough play to make because, I mean, think if your right fielder, any corner outfielder is going all out towards the line, if they miss it, that's easily a stand-up triple. The fact that she got to it there, huge out for Urbandale.
That brings Ashley Hansen to the plate, who got things going with a bunt single back in the third that ended up earning this Spartan team 3 runs.
And Morgan Berry, so far for Urbandale, has really shut it down.
Grounder to short, fielded by Tigges, and a nice stretch at first from Bella Oberbrockling to end the inning for the Jayhawks. And so we'll head to 5, and everybody wondering, will the Jayhawks bats spring to life? They head to the plate next.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central's students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passions and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. Forever Dutch. Dutch, the name of my cat. There's a little known fact.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
No connection to,
Central
College. I did not. A native Minnesotan, but now have really fallen in love with Iowa since moving to Des Moines 7 years ago. Ben Gislason joined by Allie Kappert, who knows Des Moines a lot better than I do, or at least the greater Des Moines area, Ankeny High School. And right now, 2 teams that are a part of that greater surrounding Des Moines area, Pleasant Valley and Urbandale, dueling here in the top of the 5th inning. Urbandale trailing by 4 to the Spartans, who are trying to get back to the 5A final for the 2nd straight year.
And hats off so far to Caitlin Merkel in the circle for Pleasant Valley. By no means has she been overpowering towards these Urbandale hitters, but she's limited them to only 2 hits and really kept them very, very quiet after a 10-run outing on Monday.
I'd imagine that there's pitchers who they want to be the center of attention, big power, they want to overpower batters like you're saying. And then there are pitchers that just like to be under the radar.
Yeah.
If they're not the center of attention, it means they're doing their job.
Yep, that's perfect. And it's always important to give the pitcher a shout out. But really, if your pitcher is a non-factor, that is a wonderful thing.
Well, a factor right now for Merkel is a leadoff base runner, a walk for Kira Kane, who made that superb grab out in right field a half inning ago. She'll head to first.
And Urbandale here really needs to start chipping away this inning, get this thing within 2 runs.
Third baseman Alexa Richmond will have the opportunity here of trying to move along the leadoff base runner in Kane. Lays down a bunt, but Didn't quite get it square. Ends up off the backstop behind the batter's box for an 0-1 count.
And that's been a factor so far for Urbandale. They've had a couple sacrifice bunts that they've tried to get down, just haven't been able to do so today. Super important part of the game you need to have executed in order to move your runners.
Richmond has at least one more strike to work with for a bunt. She'll swing away, and there goes that extra strike. 0-2 count to the senior. Richmond batting .267 here this senior season for number 23. She swings and hits one sharply to third. Crowley, nice catch at second base there. The double play throw not in time. Crowley having a little bit of a chuckle with Ashley Hansen, whose body was going one way, and a great just dragging that glove behind her to almost snow cone catch it.
Crowley plays so low at third base. I mean, able to play through the ball in exactly right. Hansen there on the throw over the first. A little bit dangerous on the throw, but they're able to get the fielder's choice, one out now, and once again limiting the runners in scoring position.
Third fielder's choice of the day. Hansen and Clemens have been busy putting people out at second base, as Arabella Page will step into the batter's box here. One out still. That runner on first base. Now it is Alexa Richmond after Kane got thrown out. That one's hit to short. Clemens grabs it. Another throw to second. The throw to first is in time, and a double play. A quick spin between Clemens and Hansen, and a very tidy inning for Caitlin Merkel and Pleasant Valley.
And I think Coach Amber Solomon's going to have a conversation with the umpire here to see if the Pleasant Valley first baseman Rigdon pulled her foot on that double play.
Well, there's the call out. We saw the replay. Didn't quite get myself a good look at it here. So we'll keep it here. Let's not go to break quite yet, as the umpires are going to have a quick meeting of the minds here. Greg Wester and then Jeff Osborne, as well as Jordan Hill. They're going to chat this one out. It is an out. So we will head to break. Arabella Page unable to beat out the throw, a double play that sends the Spartans back to the plate here in the bottom of the fifth.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Casey Kane, Mary Page Withers, and Sarah Rigdon due up for Pleasant Valley here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Continuing coverage of the Girls State Softball Tournament here in Fort Dodge. Brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau. There's a check swing that goes bleeding down the line, and very well handled by the third baseman, Alexa Richmond. And so a quick out for Pleasant Valley here to start the fifth.
I tell you what, I think Casey Kane's going to want that one back. Just the check swing on a first pitch. Huge break for Urbandale against such a powerful hitter. But this Pleasant Valley team has been relatively quiet, per se, over these last few batters since Morgan Barrios came in.
Well, and this has been where the danger has been laid out for the Jayhawks. It's been Hansen, Kane, Withers, Rigdon. you're looking back at the stat sheet, and that's where it all has happened. Bunt single, some RBIs loaded in there. Mary Paige Withers hitting that RBI single back in the third, and 2 RBIs on the Rigdon double. So these next 2 batters specifically trying to just stamp out that momentum that Pleasant Valley had so much of a couple of innings ago. Just keep yourself within striking distance. A team like Urbandale, 4 runs is not really anything to be scared of, but you can't let this one get away from you now with still Oda, Merkel, and Faw due up later. You've handled them okay today.
Yeah.
This has been murderer's row.
Yeah, Oda, Merkel, and Faw combined 0 for 5 with a walk in that section of the lineup. So, I mean, you're exactly correct. If you can get through this part of the lineup, damage limited, there's a line drive out right there. I mean, they're doing it. Morgan Berry has done her job since coming in the 3rd inning.
That was the lethal Mary Paige Withers, who just hit a shot to short, snapped up by Bree Tigas, and just like that, you only have one more of those deadly batters to deal with. Sarah Rigdon steps in. This one's foul and at the fence. Nice range by Bella Oberbrockling, and that is just what the doctor ordered for the Jayhawks. They've been hanging around as we head to the 6th. The bats, though, are starting to be needed quicker and quicker as time becoming a factor here for Urbandale, who trails 4 headed to the 6th.
Slade's the place for you!
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Cruising along here in Fort Dodge, the 5A semifinal brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau, nearing its conclusion. Pleasant Valley, a 4-0 lead on Urbandale here. Ben Gislason and Allie Kappert set to bring you the climax, and right now you've got the 9-hitter and Ella Schott up, and we talked about the importance of Ava Crowley, the 9-hitter for the Spartans. The same goes here for Schott. Again, just trying to set that table for the top of the order, which is due up this inning for the Jayhawks.
And Ella Schott just, I mean, no at bat bigger than this one right now. You're in the the top of the 6th inning. It's time for Urbandale to start chipping away. You're at 9-1-2 in your batting lineup. Get yourself on base. Let the top of the order hit you in. This is absolutely crucial right now for Urbandale. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're needing at least 4 in the 7th right now.
Shot down 0-2 to Merkel, who has just been oh so composed and oh so comfortable. Has not had to worry much at all today. Great compliment behind her and some fielding as well, and she zips one outside for a 1-2 count on the second baseman shot.
It's felt like this game that Caitlin Merkel's been in total control. She's stayed, I mean, just her presence in the circle has been so dominant this game. A changeup there. Talk about dominant. Changeup gets shot swinging.
Second strikeout of the day for cool and composed Caitlin Merkel. And she puts Schott back into the dugout on a strikeout, and that'll bring up Avery McKinney, the senior left fielder and leadoff hitter for this desperate Jayhawk club. McKinney, after a 2-for-4 performance in the quarterfinals, not what she needed there. A grounder to third. Crowley, who's been gobbling up ground balls here today, has another put out. She launches one to first, and McKinney is down, and now the Jayhawks are down to their final 4 outs.
It just feels like right now whatever goes into play, Pleasant Valley is going to field it. I mean, they've been next to unstoppable defensively. If you're a coach, it's fun to watch. An opposing team who's trying to put the ball in play and get yourself on, it's so frustrating.
It's felt like a vacuum at times around the infield. Just that lone error from Clemens earlier on in the game, back in the third. And
which, something of note, the official scoreboard, so I don't know who the official scorekeeper is here, if it's our broadcast, if it's up in the PA box. They did not mark it as an error. So it did go off of Clemens' glove, but either way, it was a hard hit ball.
What would you call it?
I think I'd have to go error. It being that she had it squared up. Unfortunately, bad hops are things you just can't control, but they are part of the game.
Merkel again ahead on the batter, this time Sarah Webster. Another player who was so good on Monday but is hitless here today. What a gem Merkel has going.
Regardless, hit or error, it's been a non-factor in the game. So,
well, and Webster hit a beautiful shot to left that was galloped and caught marvelously by Addison Oda. This one's chopped to second. Way in is Hansen, and look at that, another steady inning from Merkel and her infield. And now Pleasant Valley will have one last chance to try to add some insurance before this game wraps up. They'll head to the bottom of 6. Still with a 4-0 lead, Spartans on top.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Pleasant Valley trying to extend their 4-run lead here in the bottom of 6 from Fort Dodge. Allie Kappert, if you are Pleasant Valley, you can almost taste that trip. Again, trying to get back and do what they couldn't do last year, grab a 5A crown. But you can't put the cart before the horse, can you?
You're exactly right. It's so close. It's so close for them. They're 3 outs away defensively from getting back to where they want to be. Well played by Sarah Webster there in center field. But with that being said, they know what it's like. Last year's championship was a tough game for Pleasant Valley. It was not the showing that they wanted. So you know that's in the back of their mind too of, you know, A, we got to finish this game right now, but B, you're going up against a very tough Valley team if you are to win this game. And it's no easy feat.
And would be a similar setup. Ankeny Centennial was the 1 seed in the 5A tournament last year. Valley, same story this year. They are the juggernaut team that everybody's trying to dethrone from the top of 5A ball. So that was Addison Oda who flew out. Brings up the pitcher, Caitlin Merkel. Morgan Berry grabs another fly ball. That one did sound good, but not enough to get over the center fielder's head in Sarah Webster. And now 2 away for Morgan Berry, who no matter how this game ends, you're going to look at her and she's going to walk out of the circle with some confidence and pride today. Boy, has she done a nice job.
Morgan Berry's done a fantastic job. Sarah Webster now back-to-back flyouts in actually 3 in a row dating back to last inning has been Sarah Webster in center field, but Morgan Berry has really quieted this game down for Urbandale. She's put them in a position to be able to fight back.
Grounder to short. Simple play there and a simple inning for The relief pitcher Morgan Berry, but nothing simple ahead of this Urbandale team. They will head to the top of the 7th, as will we. Can the Jayhawks pull the rug out from under the feet of the Spartans with a come from behind 7th inning? We'll find out when we return in Fort Dodge for the final inning next.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Last chance saloon here for this Urbandale Jayhawks team that has really captivated the 5A media with an upset over Johnston in their regional final. They are able to get past Muscatine, another higher seed, although this is really probably the toughest test they're going to face in a Pleasant Valley team that has been a favorite all season long in the 5A class. And it comes down to this. What can the Jayhawks muster here in the top of the 7th?
And Jayhawks now 3-4-5 in their batting lineup. This is their opportunity. They have the right hitters coming up. They have the noise in the dugout, just need to piece it together.
Bella Oberbrockling, the senior, who doesn't want to see this magical journey end here. We'll try to get things started. Caitlin Merkel, who has been on cruise control all day. A sparkling performance by the junior in the circle. Starts this inning with a ball. This one hit hard to short. It gets through the legs of Clemens. Tough play and a leadoff hit by Bella Oberbrockling, and listen to the Jayhawk crowd come to life. No outs.
And Oberbrockman, that is exactly what you need to do. Put the ball in play hard, make things happen. For Urbandale right now, play base-to-base softball. No one needs to be a hero with the monster home run. Get the ball into the grass, singles, doubles, string it together.
Although speaking of home runs, the home run leader, Tatum Johnson, is at the plate here for the Jayhawks. She's got some power. So Oberbrockling on first. Johnson steps in and watches one skirt off the outside corner for an opening ball. Johnson, the best statistical hitter in this Jayhawks lineup. Trying to do her part here, and she's been keen on watching balls slide off that corner for a 2-0 start to her 7th inning at bat.
And Pleasant Valley right now just not wanting to have happen to them what they did to Waukee on Monday. Waukee was up 5-0 against Pleasant Valley. And Pleasant Valley late in that game came back and won it.
That swing from Johnson was a missile foul. That would have been a lot for Oda to handle out in left field had that one been a bit straighter. So the count moves to 2-1. Tension you can cut with a knife in this building right now. The perfect start for the Jayhawks with a leadoff hit from Bella Oberbrockling, who's on first. They'll need 4 runs to keep this game alive. That one's in the dirt, and one of those little details that pay big dividends. A nice block behind the dish there by the catcher, Casey Kane.
And I tell you what, that's one. You're up 4-0. You're probably leaving first base. You're probably going for the steal to second. Very smart base running by Oberbrockling. Stay put.
3-1 count. Hit foul again. Johnson's been ahead on Merkel on every swing. That one had some sting on it though too. Just bit too early. So now the count moves to full. Great drama here in this 7th inning. Tatum Johnson, the great slugger for this Jayhawks team. Only 1 hit in the tournament so far. How clutch would a second one be here? Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Johnson hits one out to center. That one's off the wall. Oberbrockling will roar around second, although unable to get there in time. She does just get there in time. I thought she was dead in the water.
Wow. I tell you what, she hit that ball so hard to the right center field wall. Jessie Clemens up the middle, almost able, you'll see on the replay here, almost able to make the tag for a sneaky out at second base, but Johnson able to hustle it out. Runners at second and third now for Urbandale. This team has some life.
That throw was just a foot or so too far to the left from our vantage point, but you got to give Tatum Johnson some credit there. That took a big gamble to roar around first, but that could pay huge rewards because she's that much closer to coming around and cutting this lead in half.
And Tatum Johnson now does have a courtesy runner, so she has left the base.
Well, she earned it. A double from Johnson that puts runners in scoring position. Oberbrockling on third. And that will bring Bree Tigges to the plate. Tigges hits one into the air. That one will not be reachable as it's out of play.
In Urbandale, bats are coming to life here in the 7th inning. You just have to wonder, is it going to be too little, too late?
Marley Schneider comes on to pinch run for Johnson out at second. Pinch runner courtesy of IMT Insurance. No outs, 2 on. A 4-run deficit facing the Jayhawks, but they have life here in their last potential inning. This one's hit high into the air out to left field. Oda's under it, the tag from third, the throw to home. That one did not get there in time, and so the lead has been whittled to 3 on a sacrifice fly by Bree Tigges.
And Tigges, they're able to advance both runners to get the first RBI of the game for Urbandale. Right now, though, Pleasant Valley still with a 3-run lead. That runner at third base does not matter. Both those runners, in fact, do not matter. So your focus is on outs, and you, with that play, you got the out in left field.
Basically treating this as if she's not even there?
100%. Yep. Yeah, I mean, for Pleasant Valley there, that's ideal scenario. One less base runner to worry about, and you got an out.
The senior Kira Kane steps in. She's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a fielder's choice. And the senior undoubtedly will be feeling the pressure now, trying to keep her hopes of a senior season championship alive. 1 out. Merkel, the most heat she's faced all day in the circle. That one's called a ball. 2-0 count to Kane. She was clutch on Monday. Can she be clutch again? 2-0 count to Kane. She swings and knocks one up the middle. Great range from Clemens. A marvelous defensive play by the senior shortstop. She cut that one down. I thought that might trickle through, but Clemens, who has been such a steady presence all day at short, does it again.
Yeah, Jessie Clemens there. That is the absolute perfect play. Base is clear now with 2 outs. Your focus is on getting your out at first base.
So it'll all come down to the senior and Alexa Richmond. The final out of the day. 1 run does come in on that, so it is now just a 2-run hole. And you and I talked about trying to cut that lead in half in the 6th. If this game finishes like this, you might look back at it and say it was just too much, too late.
Yeah, and it's really for Urbandale right now. I mean, you hope to get another base runner on. You hope to keep moving on base to base, but it's just one of those things. The bats really just haven't been there the entire game until now in the 7th inning.
Merkel with an 0-1 count to Richmond. Richmond hits this one, slap down the line, just foul. Looked like Richmond knew it all the way, but certainly had fans standing up wondering if that one was just going to drop in there between right and first. And now, only one strike left. The Spartans 1 out away from returning to the 5A title with a different outcome on their mind than they were handed last year at the hands of Ankeny Centennial. Valley awaits. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just missing on the outside corner.
Alexa Richmond there, nice eye. I mean,
season on the line.
Yeah. She can see it better than we can see it.
1-2 count now. Merkel again delivers. That one easier to watch as it snaps off the glove of Kane for a 2-2 count. Richmond takes a breath, as does Merkel. 2-2 count, top of 7, season on the line. Here's Merkel's pitch. This one's flown out to left. Oda ranging for it. She's got it, and the Spartans have a date with destiny tomorrow. They'll have an opportunity to fly towards the state final where they'll face the Valley Tigers in the 5A state championship game and a chance to rewrite their script from a season ago. What a true comprehensive performance this was today. So many great performances by this Spartans team. Starts in the circle though.
Caitlin Merkel was outstanding for Pleasant Valley today. She did not get rattled regardless of what going on. Her defense behind her is very, very consistent. It was fun to watch. And as we mentioned, neither pitcher was too powerful. But to limit this Urbandale offense to only 2 runs, very, very impressive.
Notable performances from Jessie Clemens in the field. She was all over the shortstop position. Great connection with Ashley Hansen, who had a big day at the plate. She was 2 for 3, a couple of singles. Casey Kane, a double in the third. That was really when Pleasant Valley made their hay, that big third inning where they scored 3 runs and extended the lead just too much for Urbandale to come from behind on, but plenty for the Jayhawks to look back on and say they're a team that nobody thought was even going to be in the tournament, let alone into the semifinal game. So lots to hang your hat on and lots to celebrate if you're the Jayhawks.
Yeah, hats off to them. I mean, they go from 4-12 in conference play to come back to a state semifinal. Very impressive season for the Urbandale Jayhawks. A fun season.
As we finish, Allie, give us a brief synopsis on what we should look forward to in the championship game.
A lot of hitting. I mean, both Valley and Pleasant Valley know how to score a ton of runs. I think it's going to be a fun championship game. If I had to bet, I'm going to put my bet on a high-scoring game with both of these offenses. They're 2 of the highest-scoring teams in the state of Iowa.
Allie, it's been a real pleasure. Thanks for spending some time with me and shedding so much light on this game. Looking forward to the championship tomorrow, 5 p.m., Valley and Pleasant Valley. They'll be dueling it out. Thanks so much, Allie, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's fun.
That's Allie Kappert, and for Randy Nielsen and our camera operators and everybody who made this show today on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, available and possible to all of you. I'm Ben Gislason saying thanks for joining us. Pleasant Valley back to the 5A title game for a second straight season where they'll take on the Valley Tigers tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Ben Gislason bidding you a fond farewell and good afternoon from Fort Dodge.